What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. College men's basketball. Arkansas Razorbacks versus Texas Tech Red Raiders. Arkansas is a 45.6% chance to win. Texas Tech is a 54.4% chance to win. This is in Dallas, Texas, so it's basically like a home game for Texas Tech. So Arkansas is 17 nation, 7-2 record. Texas Tech is 16 nation, 7-2 record. So pretty close teams in the rankings. They both same record, so this could be a really good game. I think with it basically being a home game for Texas Tech due to where it's located. Let's see, like that's gonna be a big thing, with stats. Arkansas has more points per game and more points against, and higher field goal percentage. Texas Tech has more rebounds per game. Arkansas has more assists per game, blocks per game, and slightly more steals per game. Stats, relatively close, so I think home field advantage be the big thing here. So I think Texas Tech will beat Arkansas. Nebraska Cornhuskers versus Illinois Fighting Illini. Nebraska has a 22.7% chance to win, and Illinois is a 77.3% chance to win. This is, in Champaign, Illinois, so it's basically like a home game for Illinois. So yeah, then Nebraska is 23 nation, 10-0 record. Illinois is 13 nation, 8-2 record. So yeah, there's some interesting things going on with the rankings. So with the stats, Illinois has more points per game, points against, even on field goal percentage. Um, Illinois has more rebounds per game. Nebraska is more assists per game. Illinois is more blocks per game, and Nebraska is more steals per game. So yeah, this could be a good game. I think stats are close enough to where home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think Illinois is going to beat Nebraska tomorrow. Kansas Jayhawks versus North Carolina State Wolfpack. Kansas is a 44.7% chance to win, and North Carolina State is a 55.3% chance to win. This is at NC State. Uh, Kansas is 19 nations, 7-3 record. NC State's unranked 7-3 record. Yeah, so his stats, NC State has more points per game, points against, field goal percentage. Kansas has more rebounds per game. Um, NC State has more assists per game. Kansas has more blocks per game. NC State has more steals per game. So stats wise, yeah, there's a big difference between some Illinois and Kansas is. So that's gonna be a big thing. You know, like that's gonna be a big thing for the most part. Like the only one, like really, blocks per game and rebounds per game are the only ones that like Kansas really is like a favor. So this could be pretty good. I think with home field advantage and with the stat difference between a lot of these, with some of these stats, I think NC State will beat Kansas. Arizona Wildcats versus Alabama Crimson Tide. Arizona is a 63.5% chance to win. Alabama's a 36.5% chance to win. This is in Birmingham, Alabama, so it's basically like a home game for Alabama. Yeah, so Arizona's 1 in nation, 8-0 record. Alabama is 12 in nation, 7-2 record. With stats, Alabama has more points per game, points against. Arizona's more field goal percentage, and Alabama has a slightly more rebounds per game. Arizona is more assists per game. Alabama's more blocks per game, and Arizona has more has slightly more steals per game. So yeah, I think this could be a pretty good game. I think there's only like some of the stats, points against, that's a big thing. So like some of these stats are relatively close though. So I think home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think Alabama will beat Arizona tomorrow. UCLA Bruins versus Gonzaga Bulldogs. UCLA is a 18.5% chance to win, and Gonzaga is a 1.5% chance to win. Um, this is in Seattle, Washington, so it's basically like a home. It's basically like a home game for Gonzaga. So yeah, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, so with UCLA's 25 nations, 7-2 record. Gonzaga's 8 nation, 9-1 record. I mean, they're generally pretty up there, and you know, like in rankings, like that happens a lot with them. So for stats, Gonzaga is more points per game, slightly more points against, more field goal percentage, more rebounds per game, more assists per game, slightly more blocks per game. See, and number of steals per game. So yeah, Gonzaga's definitely favored in most of the stats. Like and this is at Gonzaga, so I think Gonzaga will beat UCLA tomorrow. College women's basketball. Oklahoma Sooners versus Oklahoma State Cowboys. Oklahoma is a 1.7% chance to win. Oklahoma State is a 28.3% chance to win. This is an OKC, Oklahoma, so it's basically like a neutral site game for them. So Oklahoma's 9 nation, 10-1 record. Oklahoma State's 23 nation, 10-1 record. So yeah, so it's that. Oklahoma State has more points per game. Oklahoma's more points against. Oklahoma State has higher field goal percentage. Oklahoma has more rebounds per game. Oklahoma State has more assists per game. Oklahoma's more blocks per game and slightly more steals per game. So yeah, this could be a really good game. Neutral side, two top 25 teams. The stats, they are pretty close. Like they are like this could be really good. I think with the ranking for Oklahoma and with so like the points per game being like so points against that's gonna be interesting. Rebounds, so rebounds, blocks, steals, like defense is gonna be basically like Oklahoma's better on defense. So I think that will really help. So I think with due to ranking stuff and all this, I don't think there's really home field advantage. I think Oklahoma will beat Oklahoma State. UConn Huskies versus USC Trojans. UConn's a 6.4% chance to win, and USC has a 13.6% chance to win. Yeah, this is in Los Angeles, California, so it's a home game for USC. So UConn is 1 the nation, 9-0 record. USC is 16 nations, 7-2 record. And with stats, UConn is more points per game. USC has more points against. UConn has higher field goal percentage. Has more rebounds per game, assists per game. USC has more blocks per game, then UConn has more steals per game. See a lot of stats you could say favor UConn. And that's gonna be a big thing. Like USC, like location, like home field advantage. That's what helps USC pretty well. So this could be a really close game. Like this could be really good. Um, I think with some of the stats with the coach in there, I think UConn will beat USC. NBA. New York Knicks versus Orlando Magic. The Knicks have a 62.2% chance to win. The Magic have a 37.8% chance to win. This is at Orlando. Yeah, so for injuries for the Knicks, Lacombe, Dadier is a game time decision, and Miles Bride and Landry Shamet are out. For the Magic, Franz Wagner, Maurice Wagner, and Colin Castleton are all out. So it's stats. Knicks have more points per game. Magic have more points against. Knicks have a slightly higher field goal percentage and more rebounds per game, assists per game. And the Magic, they have more blocks per game, slightly higher amount of steals per game. So yeah, this could be close game, pretty good. Yeah, so and I think with I think home field, with the stats being as close as they are, I think home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think the Magic beat the Knicks. San Antonio Spurs versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs have a 19.9% chance to win. The Thunder have a 80.1% chance to win. This is at Oklahoma City. So for injuries, for the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama is a game time decision, and for the Thunder, Isaiah Joe and Nikola Topic are out, and Thomas Sorber is out for the season. So for stats, Thunder have more points per game. Spurs have more points against. Uh, Thunder have a slightly higher field goal percentage. Spurs have slightly more rebounds per game. So yeah, Thunder has more assists per game, and let's see, slightly more blocks per game, and they have more steals per game. So yeah, so a lot of the stats favor the Spurs, but it's probably close up to where home field advantage is gonna be a big thing here. So I think the Thunder beat the Spurs. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.